Fine morning, everyone. It's always great to look out and see friendly faces and new faces, and especially days today when things seem a little unknown for many of us. So you buoy me this morning. Thank you. I offer a meditation this morning on binge watching the TV show Lost, the ever elusive unknown, and a reminder from Radiohead. This morning driving in, I was thinking about the weight of this morning. It feels pretty heavy, just to be honest with you. I was driving east on North Shore, and the sun was just hitting golden on the tops of those finely autumn-like trees. And then Radiohead started playing in my car. Now, if you don't know Radiohead, I'm sorry. Radiohead is awesome. Talk to me later, I'll introduce you. So Radiohead came on, and my car was just randomly playing music, and this song, it's called Everything in Its Right Place. And if you don't know the song, it just keeps repeating this line over and over again, everything in its right place. And that moment, driving, and the light, and the song, everything was in its right place, and it felt good. And I'm grateful for that moment this morning to give me perspective and hope. So here we are. 20 years ago or so, there was this book called What is the What? If you don't know the book, I understand it's kind of obscure a little bit. But the book was about one of the lost boys of Sudan. And part of the book is set in the homeland of this refugee, and you meet his tribe. And in this tribe, there's a certain myth passed down orally, and at a certain time each year, the origin story of this community is told. It goes something like this. This tribe is a tribe of cattle people. That's all they've ever known. And the story says that God approached the founding man and woman and offered them a cow or a what? The cow was there for them to see, but they did not know what the what was. The cow, amazing and good, a what being something they would never know, and they had to choose. It's like, let's make a deal, except without all those really goofy costumes that they wear, or the new cars. So they chose the cow, because it was there and they could see it. They could know it. And with this decision, the tribe became who they became, and the cattle have provided all that they have needed and could have hoped for. At one telling in the book, a child asks the elder, "But what is the what?" And the elder answers, "We will never know. It will always be the question. And so it will remain an eternal mystery." Now, when I first read this book, I will tell you, I was more attracted to this idea of the what. I thought the story was more about what could have been, all the other great things out there. But alas, with age comes wisdom. Sometimes I say it's wisdom, but sometimes I also think it's a selling out, giving up these ideas. It's a struggle. But now I've come to see the story being more so about the known, being more than just about being known versus the unknown. And I suppose the story is just a reminder that choices are made, and that these choices create a life, and that life is good as it is because of these choices. Stop thinking about what could have been. And I think about it a lot when I'm looking back on a lot of those would have, could have, should have things in my life, in our lives. When I think about there being some magical other place or other circumstance, being some sort of magical thing out there. When I think about when two roads diverge, what am I looking for? What is the answer? What is the meaning? And perhaps we cannot know, since we are in this life we have always known and can only know. The what will always be the question. The journey of choice is forever the destiny. No shortcuts and no rewinds. And this brings me to that TV show Lost I mentioned. Did anyone else watch this show? One of my favorite shows. Back in the day, it was appointment television. You had to be there when the episode played, otherwise you would miss it. 6 seasons this show was on, 120 episodes. That's 5 days of watching if you binged it. Don't recommend that. Nowadays, you don't need to wait. You can just watch it all at one sitting. If there's a cliffhanger, hit next episode. You eliminate the unknown and the uneasiness. Until eventually you get to the end and, I'm going to ruin it for you, surprise, they're in the afterlife. Sorry. Binging the show, fast-forwarding to get to the end and the answers, eliminating the mystery. Seems like you lose something with this way of living. Those darn kids today not knowing what it meant to be like when we were kids. Back then, the only way to get through it all was accepting the frustrations and the having to wait and realizing, maybe now, it's a journey that really matters after all. Perhaps maybe this is why culture is as it is nowadays. There are no shortcuts, no fast forwards, no binging, no rewinding. You have to wait. What is the what again, I asked. Sometimes we need to wait. The origin story of C3 is mythical in its audacity, really. In all its incarnations. You could, I suppose, pick up our little book that we offer of our history and binge all that has led to this moment right now. I think it would offer some reassurance if we did that yes, we do persist. It also offers a moment to simply pause, to say thank you to those 100 years ago or more. Understand, we've been around for more than 100 years, and here we are. It gives a moment to say thank you to those 100 years ago and to, yes, those here now. 6 years ago, I happened to be on the team that eventually ended up interviewing Kent for our lead teacher position. One of those moments in the organization where a choice was needed to be made. If there is one thing you can take from this too long rambling, please take this. We made the right and perfect choice. And when we write the next page of history, the Kent era of 6 years, we will never be able to fully tell the fullness of how the decision mattered. It had to be lived one episode at a time. No fast forward, no rewind, no skipping, no binging. And here we are again at choices needing to be made. And it is with excitement and wonder and hope that they are phased. And the same goes for you, Kent, when you go on your way. The same things. So I will leave with this, because it wouldn't be a Sunday with Kent here without a little bit of Rilke. Rilke wrote in his letters to a young poet, have patience with everything that remains unsolved in your heart. Live in the question. Rest easy, like the song said, my friend, everything is, my friends, everything is in the right place, and I love you all.